Hey guys, welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast.
I Don't Get It
podcast. I'm Ashley Iaconetti, if you don't know, and you don't have to know. Anyway, this is Naz Perez, one of my best friends. We met while filming The Bachelor. She ended up being my producer for at least the third season of Paradise. And we really bonded immediately because she was like, oh, what's that shade of lipstick? And I was like, it's Ruby Woo. Oh my God. So then anyway, there was that and the fact that she has never had a boyfriend like me.
But mainly what Ashley's saying is we quickly realized that there were so many things in life that we didn't understand. But the biggest common one that her and I related on the most was the fact that we both have never had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
But not only have we never had a boyfriend, we also have like a lot of friends that have also never had boyfriends.
Yeah.
And I don't think we
like
realized
adult boyfriends.
Yeah, and we didn't realize it was normal until I met you, and we're like, oh, there's other people my age
it's
that
great.
have never had a boyfriend.
I feel like there's, so many of my friends have like maybe had one boyfriend in their past, like when they're early 20s, and they don't even count them because it was like a college relationship. I mean, you and I have never even had someone to call an actual boyfriend, which is what's really depressing about our situation. But it's not to say that we haven't had like epic guys in our life, like present.
Yeah, we've definitely had, like, I've had guys in my life that I've dated and that I've dated for a couple months or I've liked, but none of them have ever wanted to date me exclusively. So that's why I've never had a boyfriend.
Right, so I think that both you and I can sort of figure out how to get a guy to like us or like want to hang out with us a little, but not want to hang out with us like
Forever.
on a regular, forever basis.
And don't you feel like sometimes that people are like, you've never had a boyfriend? Don't you feel like that is the worst question ever. It's so
thing
embarrassing telling people.
It is so, it makes me not want to go on first dates or something because then they're like, when's your last relationship? And then I'll just lie. I'll basically be
lie?
Yeah. I mean, this is before The Bachelor, you know?
Yeah.
Now, what do you say? I've never had a boyfriend.
I don't know. When they
That's
say
more demoralizing than anything.
No, it's the worst. It's honestly, it's like it's a bomb. Because then they're like, "What's wrong with this girl?
What's wrong with you?
Why hasn't she ever been in a relationship?" And I feel like we're talking about this today because there's so many people out there that haven't had one, right?
That's true. In our generation, I feel like commitment is something that's harder and harder to get. But it's not to say that I don't think I could get a boyfriend because I think I could go out on the street today, reel some guy in and make him to commit to me like tomorrow.
But would you like him?
It's not the guy
question.
that I like. Only guys that I like, well, it never works out with.
And why is that?
I don't know. Why is that
what's wrong with us? Is it what's wrong with us or is the question what's wrong with them?
Well, I think it's probably a mixture of both. I think for me, I think in my recent years, the virgin thing really has affected guys wanting to be with me. It's like, oh God, I can't even like go to that first step of dating with her. Like I can't like get past the second date because if I were to do that, then like what am I supposed to do? I'm just supposed to like make out with her for like a couple months.
You think a lot of guys are like scared and they don't want to like carry the weight of taking the V card from you.
Yeah, it's a responsibility that they don't want to have. So that's what I think is affecting me now. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I think a lot of it is where I grew up, like South Florida and LA are just like really hard places to date. But then I also think like I've worked so much. So like my career's always been first. So I haven't really like had the time to have one.
Yeah.
But now I have the time and I still don't have one. So I don't know if I can really say that that's the reason.
I know that's definitely not the reason for me. I'm just so picky that I'll like someone like once every 2 years. Like actually, like I can count on, I think I can like literally count on one hand the amount of guys that have been in my life that I'd want to be my boyfriend.
You are really, I think but everyone should be picky though.
Yeah, but like for me, it's not like a picky thing. It's like a literal, like a safety comfort feeling. Like there's only been a couple guys where it's like, oh, like I feel right with him.
Or
it's
spark.
Like, I'm not even necessarily a spark, a comfort.
What does that mean exactly?
I can't even describe it.
Well, it's just, it's liking someone. That's the comfort feeling. It's like, oh, I like you.
Yeah.
It's just liking someone.
I guess. But I've liked more people than on my hand. Like, I've liked more than 5 people.
Right, but you've only really been
I've only
comfortable with a
really
couple.
been like, this guy's worth dedicating, like, my life to.
I feel like my picker's off. Like, I feel like I liked bad boys for a really long time. And that's why.
Well, I've only known you through 3 guys.
Or
and
guys
you know
who just,
my 3 guys.
Yeah, and guys who just didn't want to commit. I think that's the issue.
I think we both have a guy that's like our main, like our Mr. Big, that he's just thought of us as like, not even a
noise.
hookup girl. I don't even know. Like, we just think of them so highly, and then like they don't think of us like in the epic proportion that we think of them.
I also think as women, like, we fall in love with the idea of someone.
Oh yeah,
way
I think both
more
of us were
than
way
the actual
into the
person.
idea
We're
of
like,
these guys.
you're the person that I want to see at the end of the aisle. That's
yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get stuck on them forever.
Do you now see somebody at the end of the aisle? Like, now that you've maybe branched beyond him?
I think yes. Like, I think I'm like growing and like not caring as much as far as like what my list was of like what I wanted, and it's not necessarily settling, but I think before I never saw someone at the end of the aisle, and I think now I'll be okay and I'll be able to find someone. Does that make
Somebody
sense?
else or him?
I think it'll be someone else.
Okay, but so you're fine with like that blank, mysterious face at the end of the aisle right now?
Yes. But you're not.
I think that if I'm still at the point where I think if it was somebody else, I would be thinking of Mr. Big on my wedding day.
But that makes sense because you're not over him. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Which you don't need to
guess
be. You're not in that place yet.
So Naz had her moment a couple months ago with Big.
Yeah.
And she just said, like, it's enough. I can't do this to myself anymore. It's torture. So she kind of gave him kind of an ultimatum.
It wasn't an ultimatum, but it was like, I cannot be in your life if I'm not your person.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be your friend. It's too torturous. It hurts. Yeah. I think the part that sucks the most about both of our situations and the fact that we've never had a boyfriend is that we would be the best girlfriends.
Okay, we would be the best girlfriends ever. You'd be a little crazy. Okay,
Why?
So Naz is a little bit crazier than me in the sense that she needs the constant communication and attention. For me, it's like, let's have a steady communication once a day. Like, you give me a phone call. That's all I need to hear from you. It's a good solid 10-minute conversation. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Like, that would be fine. Naz needs a whole day long
I want to talk to them
stream.
all day. I do. That's true. But I also feel like I don't know. I just feel like I'd always be there. Like, I'd never mess up. I'd buy them the best things. I feel like
we're
as a
both
girlfriend
gifters.
package.
Yeah. Oh, as a girlfriend package, we'd be great because I know that we would cater to them. Like,
Exactly.
they want old fashioned catering. Like, we're totally down for that. Not to be like they're a slave or anything.
No.
But like, we will give you gifts. So we want to make you dinner. We want to snuggle with you and make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to be naggy, but then I am a control freak. So maybe like that wouldn't come out until like I was comfortable with
When
somebody.
you're comfortable with them, it will come out.
Yeah, I mean, just like to mention like Jared as being like a past fling, it's like now we're at the point where all I do is like control him. I'm like, text me when you're on the plane, and he's like, yes, Satan. Like that is now our relationship because
So
I'm
naggy.
bossy with him. But
Yeah.
would I be bossy with? I don't know. It depends on the guy.
I think when you get really, I mean, we don't know because we've never had one. We should take questions from
Okay, so
girlfriends.
wait, to the like 60, 70 people watching right now, we want to know the advice. We got to interact with you guys. We want to know advice that can get guys to not just like us, but also want to like commit to us. What are we doing wrong?
How do you keep them?
We'll be reading this. I need my glasses.
I can read. And then also, it's like, once you know what another fear of mine is like, okay, here I am complaining I've never had a boyfriend. But then I think when I get one, I'm going to be like, okay, well, what do I do? Like, what do you talk about?
Yeah, what do you
all
talk
day,
about? That's
every
another
day?
question that we have
for the
for you
rest
guys.
of your life. What do you guys talk about?
I have no idea. That is my biggest fear about even dating someone is that I don't know if I'm going to be able to just, I mean, hi, what'd you do today? This? Oh, okay. Well, it's like, I pretty much know everything about you now. So I like you, and I have nothing else to say. But thanks for checking in. And
I feel like I'm a pretty interesting person, but like I'm dating this guy, and
tell
we
the
were
story.
going to get donuts. He like really wanted a donut.
Were you going to get a donut?
We were on our way. He was like, I'm really in the mood for a donut. So we were driving to go get a donut, and it was just silence. And I'm one of those people that like just needs talking all the time because for some reason silence doesn't make me feel comfortable. And so
well, that's a big issue.
That is
for
an
like
issue.
that. You know that you like someone and are comfortable with someone if you can be silent with them and still feel like it's not awkward silence.
But in general, even with friends, I'm like, I want to
you
talk.
do. You are always talking.
Yeah,
You're like, nah, shut up. Let's just listen to music.
Yeah, it's not like just with a guy.
Yeah.
But
no,
so
that might be a problem with a future boyfriend. He's gonna be like, shut the hell up.
So we're driving, and I'm just like, so what's your favorite donut? And I literally was like, is that who I am?
But
like,
I
is
think
that what I
that's a
have to
great
talk
question.
about? What's your favorite donut?
It was
awful.
that's the thing about like fresh dating is that
Fresh dating.
when there are silences and you still have so many questions that you want answered about them. And honestly, I'm curious what their favorite donut is, and like I'm curious what their favorite movie is, and what the best day of their life was. And is it weird to just like in the middle of like a car trip to be like, so what was the best day of your life? And just
No, I don't think it's weird.
no. Well, like,
But I feel like that's the whole. I know that's the
natural.
thing. Is like that's the whole point. Is you have to get to know that person to see if
Yeah.
you like want them and want to be with them for the rest of your life. But it's also like really like
just
awkward to be like, so tell me about your upbringing. And,
It should come natural though. Isn't that an argument that like you should get those stories naturally without having to like in the middle of silence be like, so
But the argument I have with people that say it should come naturally, and if it doesn't, then it's not the right person. It's like, well, if you're with someone you really like, you're nervous. You're really nervous.
exactly. So that's definitely our
So
problem.
that's what sucks is because like I feel like Naz, like I'm a pretty cool girl. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I'm one of the coolest people I know.
Yeah, I know. Same
But then
here.
I'm like,
I really do
how
like
do
myself.
How do I show him that I'm this cool when I'm like being nervous?
Well, I
because
think
I'm, like,
everybody's
clamped
seen.
up.
Yeah, everybody's seen that with me on TV. Is that I can
true.
be cool. Like I am a naturally social person. When you see me like hanging out with people, I'm not awkward. But when I'm interacting with a guy that I like, especially the first little bit, so awkward.
I know.
And I think that is one of the reasons that I did get attached to Jared so much is because I got over that hurdle, you know,
With him.
You know, last fall, I was able to like just say what I was thinking and like being so natural with him. And that was the first time I've really ever gotten past that nervous phase with a guy that I really liked.
That's why you got so yeah. And I think that's normal. I think once you feel comfortable with them.
So if it took me roughly 3 months to get past the nervous point with him, that means I have to keep a guy around for 3 months before he actually gets to know me. Like, why would he want to be around like this nervous, quiet girl for 3 months to get to that point?
I think we got to get over it and just be ourselves.
But are you with your current bae? Do you feel comfortable next to him? Like, I know that even my big, like, if I were to hang out with him now, I would be nervous because even though he's been around for a long time,
it's because you don't see them as often.
Exactly.
Once you start seeing them more, that's when you get more and more comfortable.
Yeah, but then you got to get it to that constant point.
I know, but then you're comfortable, and then you got to come up with things to talk about.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about how girls who have boyfriends, or at least, I don't want to like, you know, make girls mad out there, but it almost seems like the more basic you are, the more likely you are to have a boyfriend. And all the girls with boyfriends out there are killing me right now. But for Naz and I, you know, we're kind of like full of personality. We are a handful. We are a handful.
I agree. I think we're a lot to intake in the beginning. But okay, so what you just said,
let's
like,
not call it basic.
It's not basic. I think, I don't know. It's
because
hard to say
we're pretty
it.
darn basic a lot. Our interests, you know.
Yeah, I'm wearing Uggs right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty basic. But I guess what Ashley's trying to say is like, we feel like the majority of people we meet that have boyfriends are girls that are maybe okay with taking a backseat.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm honestly okay with taking a backseat.
No, me too, but I think just outwardly our personalities aren't backseat personalities. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. You know what's funny is that the girls that seem quieter, the girls who are quieter,
That's what I mean.
they get them for sure. So
Right.
does that mean we should just like be quiet and like embrace that nervous quiet?
That's what I'm saying.
We should just embrace the nervous quiet. I tried to do that with my burger. There was like times where I'd be like, okay, well, I could fill this silence right now, but he's the man, so I'm going to let him fill it. And I don't know if that really worked.
I never know if it works too. And I think you're right. It's like, are we being mysterious if we're quiet?
Yeah,
like,
I think that they think that's mysterious.
Well, I obviously get word vomit, and maybe that's why I've never had one.
No,
What's your favorite donut?
Yeah, but they can't like write us off because we spit out some awkward shit sometimes.
Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I'd love to talk to girls that have girlfriends and just figure out
boyfriends.
That have boyfriends to figure out what it is that they've done in the beginning stages of dating that made the guy say yes. Or maybe the answer is nothing.
Well,
maybe
look at Lauren. Like, my sister gets boyfriends, she's had like 3 exclusive boyfriends and then a couple, like really her 2 most monumental guys, 3 most monumental guys.
Yeah,
but the thing
Lauren
is,
get boyfriends?
Lauren gets it because she says yes to everything. She's so like, she will drop everything. She will put them number 1 before all family and friends.
But that's what I'm saying.
Before career, before everything.
But that's what I'm saying. That's something you and I would never do.
Well, I would definitely not put them before family and friends like Lauren does. Like, she will like sneak.
But I also
don't
think that is it, though. That can't be it.
Well, that can't be it because other girls get boyfriends like
that have careers. Like, some people do have it all.
Yeah.
I think we just maybe haven't found our person yet. I feel like my timing has been so off. Like, it's like, I'm ready. I'm finally ready to have a boyfriend. And then I meet these guys, and in their lives, they're just, like, not ready. And it's like, does that mean that they're not the one? Like,
well, I don't know. She has this thing. She's all about timing, and I say that what's meant to be will be. So you may have met the guy, but it may not be the timing to be together now.
It's technically the same thing.
You're right. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, I like to think that maybe I've met the guy, but, like, it's going to be a year or 2 from now that we'd actually... like, be firmly together. I'm crazy. I, like, also, as my dad says, I live in my head. So, but this did bring up something else in my mind, which was, I don't remember.
You're so funny.
Hold on.
Well, another thing with girls who have boyfriends is...
I know what I wanted to say before we, like, move on to this particular topic.
What?
Okay, so... I feel like I'm at the first part of my adult life, or like actually life in general, where I'm not stressed at all about not having a boyfriend. I am just like, whatever, I'm having a blast on my own right now.
I know.
Like,
I'm really proud of you for that, actually. I feel like you've finally come to a point where, like, boy isn't number 1.
Yeah, it really isn't. I'm, like, really cool and chill. I think it's because, like, I'm at this point thanks to The Bachelor where I've had, like, a little bit enough of an experience where I don't feel, like, stupid about my lack of experience. And then, like, I am proud of having my own life and blah, blah, blah.
You have a great life.
And kind of everybody knows about my virgin thing, and everybody knows about my lack of boyfriend. So
takes
it's kind of
the pressure off.
Now that it's out there, yeah, it does. It takes a lot of pressure off. I'm just like, well, this is me, and I don't know.
But I also feel like that's when you meet someone, because that's how I currently met I kind of just gave up in a sense. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna like be on apps.
Was that before or after you ended things with Big?
Before.
It was.
That's
before.
why
you met him.
Yeah.
You met him before you ended things with Big.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's also probably why it was so much easier to end things with Big.
Oh, totally.
Because I had already met this person that I was like, oh, I really like this person.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this a shot.
This person.
But I wasn't really looking for any. Do you know what I mean? Because I had Big in my life. So I wasn't like looking for like my next Big ever.
Yeah.
It just kind of happened.
Right.
But also the issue,
I think that Naz's current bae is an Alexandra Petrovsky. That's just my opinion on it. I don't know if she thinks this.
I think in the sense of the show that makes complete sense, but I think I would way easily see myself ending up with someone like this current person as opposed to like Big.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be like the movie where I end up with Big.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Because he's like he's a way better person.
That's
a certain
storyline. Yeah. But like as far as the monumental, thing goes,
right? As far as like your heart goes and the feeling goes, like when you meet someone,
yeah,
I could compare it.
Yeah.
My Big to the Big in the movie.
Yeah, right.
But either way, I mean, who knows? I really want a boyfriend.
She like really, really like is desperate for one right now. But the thing is, she's so close to having one.
Here's the thing: is
I'm not so close.
Here's the thing: I'm not desperate to have one. This is what it is. When you've gone your entire life not having one, I would like to talk about the perks of life.
No, wait, hold on. I know you want to talk about the perks of life, and I know you want to make this transition right now, but I do want to talk about how Naz will always say, like, I want a boyfriend. I just want a boyfriend. I want a boyfriend. I'm like, I don't want a boyfriend. I want, like, the one. Like, I want, like, the one. Like, I want the guy I'm going to marry. I don't give a crap about having just, like, a boyfriend.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I mean, too. It's like, I want my person. I just want someone to be there with me every day. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like life gets too hard where you're just like going through it by yourself, where you just like want a person to like be with. It's nice.
I feel like I'm never going it by myself. I feel like I'm never like, I feel like I have my mom and my dad and my sister to like vent to all the time.
Right, but you're always around them too.
They're your boyfriend. Yeah, I don't.
No, but in a romantic and sexual way.
I feel like I want the romance of it, but I don't like need right now. I don't feel like I need like a person to like support me. I want the romance factor.
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
Okay,
I don't need anyone to support me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But you like always talk about it like you need someone there for you, and it's like I just need somebody there to like snuggle with me.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
That's exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Is someone literally to just snuggle and like when you're having a bad day to talk to, and when you need a picture hung on the wall, they can hang it.
So
like,
she wants a task rabbit boyfriend.
No, I don't want a task rabbit boyfriend. I just feel like when you compare a single girl's life to a girl's life with a boyfriend, it is way significantly better to have someone in your life because life just gets too hard sometimes to go through it by yourself. And yeah, you're constantly surrounded by Lauren, and maybe that's why I feel like I really want someone because I don't have a sister.
Let me snuggle with her anymore.
But romantically snuggle, and there's a whole sexual thing which you don't like feel a desire or need for right now.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm like what is it? Like basically, I've gotten to the asexual point.
Oh, God. Do you feel like you are asexual?
No, but, like, if there's no guy around, then yes. You know what I mean?
No.
No, like, so that's probably the difference. It's, like, if there's a guy in my life, then I'll be like, oh, like, I, like, need him, like, next to me, like, I want him, like, all over me. But then, like, if there's not, then I don't, like, fantasize about that stuff.
Yeah. When I don't have someone around me, I fantasize about those things.
Okay, about a random guy?
No, but I'm just like, oh, I could really use some sex right now.
Okay. So I usually will say, like, I can really use a makeout right now. Like, I haven't made out with a guy for 2.5 months as of right now, and that's, like, a little bit too long. That's, like, when I'm like, okay, it's time, like, I have to make out with someone.
I love that this is a thing. Oh, man.
Okay, so
I bet everyone's wondering, how old are they?
Well, okay, I'm 28.
That should probably be.
I'm 28.
And I'm Naz, and I'm 26. Just so you guys can kind of gauge. But there has to be people out there that also feel the same exact way we do.
Yeah, like one of our close friends, she's 28, and she just got her first boyfriend.
Yeah.
So, you know, and she's super pretty.
Yeah.
And
she's the package.
Yeah. She's like one of my friends that I'd be like, I would suggest dating her. You know what I mean? Because there's some of your friends that are like your best friends, but you're like, I don't know if she's like...
They're like a Karen. They're the Karen of the group. Oh, I want to really date Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you have your friends that are total packages and that are really funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know, man.
So we're just looking for someone to...
So if you know of anyone, my number is... No, I'm just kidding.
And if you guys want to know my type, I think you guys already know my type, which is like, do you really want the details? Should I talk about my details and then like we'll wrap it up as like a social, as like an ad?
Here's the thing: is I think if you told everyone your type, then everyone would be like, "Oh, Ashley, that is why you're still single because you're looking for something so specific."
I feel like I have found two of them that perfectly fit my type, and then so if I found two of them, there must be others out there.
Yeah. That makes sense. But it's so specific that I feel like sometimes it could lock you in.
I'm not saying I like, my celebrity crush, Ryan Phillippe, doesn't look at all like my stereotypical type. So it's not like I won't deviate physically.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Do you care more, like, if you were dating someone, would you care more about, like, what they were on the inside or their appearance or both?
Well, I definitely, the age-old, theory of the beauty from the inside radiates out. I mean, people are like, Jared's really hot, but like, why is Ashley literally losing her mind over him? It's like, because if you knew like the beauty of Jared's soul, it's like you get like he's even prettier on the outside. So I think
he's prettier on the inside.
He's prettier. He's so pretty on the inside that it radiates on the outside for me. So then, like, if he is an A, he looks like an A+ to me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, definitely, like, once you get to know, I think there's been guys that I've known that I thought were super hot, and then I get to know them a little more, see more of their actions, and then they're a lot less attractive to me.
I agree. And then, what's sad is I feel like there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely dated really hot guys in my life. Yeah. Like, not in a really non-conceited way. But then when I go back and think about, like, their moral compass, or, like, whether or not they want to commit, or, like, if they actually have good souls, or, like, if they'd actually be a good dad.
Looking at their social media.
Yeah. selfies.
Not just that, but, like, what they tweet and, like, their kind of humor that they want to put out there, like, their ego. Like, I feel like what you put up on social media is how you want others to perceive you. And sometimes, like, you were looking at an ex's social media yesterday and you're like, this really grossed me out. And I'm like, I totally feel the same way sometimes.
That's so true. There was this guy that I used to date, and yesterday we were on Instagram, and he was, like, liking this video of a machine that was just, like, swiping left on a Tinder account and found it hilarious. And I'm like, that's so gross.
Yeah.
Like, guys just want to date multiple women.
And that one was definitely too old to be laughing at something like that.
I know!
Yeah.
Which is worrisome.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be okay.
All right. Well, do you want to describe your type before we go?
Well, here's the thing. What's awesome about...
I think you're maturing in the way that you're starting to not have a type.
I think, yeah. And honestly, I'm so happy and proud of myself because I think I honestly would have been alone or would have married someone that probably wouldn't have been the best person for me, like, soul-wise, if I would have... Because I typically dated, like, Middle Eastern guys. I had, like, a very specific, like, Middle Eastern type with, like, big family and, like, dark features. And, recently I've met people that aren't that I've really liked. And I don't know, I'm really proud of myself. I feel like I finally grew out of the fact that I thought that I'd have to end up with someone like that. And I don't know, like, how that even happens. Like, how does that even get ingrained in my head? Was it, like, the first time I saw Aladdin, I was like, this is it?
Well,
like,
I think Aladdin made a big impact on my life. I mean, even less of Aladdin's character himself and more of, like, the way that Jasmine carries herself with guys. Like, she will not, like, she's having none of it. she's having like, none of it until she finds Aladdin, and I feel like that's kind of like me.
Yeah.
But I feel like I couldn't get past my physical type.
Well, that's what, what I was thinking about, Ash, is I feel like maybe one day
maybe not my physical type. Maybe not my physical type. I cannot... You think he's cute, so, like, that's all that matters.
Well,
you do think he's cute.
Yeah, no, I'm so attracted.
Yeah, you're so attracted to him. So I think we're just talking about attraction right now. I can obviously get over my physical type. Like, I liked Chris Soules. I like Ryan Phillippe. Right. They're not my standard type.
That's so true.
I just think, like, I need somebody that I'm very attracted to. And
that's all you need.
I just need to find someone that I'm very attracted to.
Right, and when you find them, you'll be attracted to them.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't really matter what they look like.
But I think what I'm saying is you have, if it's not what you normally want, you have to be okay with that feeling and move forward. And I think that's where I got.
Basically, you got to the point where you thought, this is different, but it doesn't matter because I'm still attracted to him.
Right. Like, this isn't what I normally am attracted to, but I'm down. Yeah. Like, I really like this guy.
Yeah. And I think I'd be fine with that. But I just don't have anyone out there right now in my head other than past guys.
But also, like, having said the fact that I've shared now that I am, like, dating someone, it also doesn't mean that he's going to be my boyfriend.
Well, so I think he's going to be her boyfriend, but we'll have to, like, stay tuned for this. I think that she's on the verge of having her first boyfriend for reals.
But the thing is that, like I was saying with all the timing, is that the timing is just, it just never works out in my favor. And so the timing isn't the best for him right now. So it's like, how does it work? Like, do you meet someone and if they're the one, they're like, I don't care what's going on in my life, like, you're the one?
Well,
or
that's what people teach us.
That's what I'm saying. So if they kind of hesitate, it makes me feel like, I don't know.
That's true.
Not going to put all my eggs in this basket. Do you get what I'm saying?
As much as I like to think, like, oh, you may have met the guy, but now might not be the time. And you hear plenty of stories like that. Like, what? How many? I feel like 25% of married couples are like, yeah, we met years ago, but we didn't, like, actually start being a thing
Which is
until
why
years later.
I think I'll actually be fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the fact that we were taught that so little.
But when we were little, our parents, or at least my mom, was always like, oh, if he's the one, or even my dad, he was like, if he's the one, he's going to drop everything. No excuses.
Right.
And I don't know if that's the case these days.
Or do you think maybe it's, like, changed now that we're older?
I don't know if it's a generational thing.
Yeah, like, do you think it's, like, a generation thing that, like, guys... I think people are just getting married later.
I think it could be a generation thing now. Yeah, because I feel like my parents, they were 20 and 23 when they met. And I think that if you met somebody at 20 and 23 these days, there's no way they'd be like, all right, let's get married now.
No.
Well,
they'd be like, maybe, but not in LA, New York, or, like, Miami.
Right. So if we're in Alabama, yeah. No offense to those in Alabama, I would have loved to get married at 23.
No, I honestly think about you guys all the time.
Yeah. You got it made.
You do. So, you got the white picket fence and the kids.
But I did have my high school reunion, my 10-year high school reunion yesterday.
Oh, yeah. How did that go?
And there weren't a lot of married couples. I would say that maybe 25% were married or, like, engaged. 20 to 35, I don't know. And I didn't feel jealous of them. One girl I talked to, she's like, yeah, I've been married for a year. It's great, but, like, it's overrated. Don't rush it.
She said that?
But I feel like every time I talk to a married 20-something, they say don't rush it because, like, live and, like, have fun right now.
I kind of agree because when you're in your 30s or you're older, you know yourself more. Yeah. So you've totally become the person you're going to be. You're not really going to grow more or change or deviate from your ideals.
Yeah.
So, like, the person that's marrying you gets you.
Yeah.
I feel like if you get married at 21, you can, like, grow and change and, like, want to vote for different people or just change religions. And then, like, it's like, well, who did I marry?
Also, I just think it's a freedom thing when you get married in your upper 20s versus your early 30s is that you think back on all the times you could have just, like, had fun and, like, hung out with your friends and stuff. I don't know. I mean, you and I don't know if we really get that because we've never had the boyfriend thing, that it's something that we crave.
Yeah.
We don't crave that freedom to go wild. We're definitely over that. Plus, I never had an urge to go wild.
I think I've lived out my wild days.
Yeah. You definitely... I tamed you. She was like a club girl before I came around, and then I was like, welcome to the couch.
Yeah.
So
couch is pretty great for me. Now I just need a guy to sit on it.
Yeah, exactly. No, if I had a guy to sit on the couch with me, then I'd be like, why in the world would you go out? Why would you go out? If you have a guy, you have food, and you have comfort. It doesn't make any sense.
But I think
I can understand to dress up and go to a nice dinner and a movie.
Like, you want to have date nights.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally want to have date nights.
You mean go out to, like,
I mean go out to
stuff.
a bar. I would never go out to a bar if I had a boyfriend. Maybe with a couple friends. Right?
No, you would, Ashley.
You would if I could sit down. I don't go anywhere if I can't sit down.
I know.
If I'm, like, standing around, I feel very uncomfortable. I'm like, I will not have a conversation until I'm settled in a chair.
No, it's so true. And going out's so awful. There's just, like, so many people. You can't even hear any of them. But anyways, that's, like, a different
that's totally a different day. Because I don't get going out. That's a whole other I don't get.
That'll be another episode. We don't get it. But I don't know, man. I just feel like life with a boyfriend would be so great. I think just being single, you just have to do so much. But again, you have Lauren, but I have to do so much stuff on my own that it would just be nice to have a guy, like eating dinner alone, or like putting, like I said, like hanging something on the wall, or just.
She also doesn't like alone time as much as I do. You
but you don't live alone, technically.
But when I do live alone, I still like to be alone. You like to always you always are asking a friend to do something with you. Whereas like if nobody's asked me to do something on a day, I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Today will be an
That's so
day.
true. I'd rather no, but I like my alone time, like running errands. But at home, I get so bored. I think it's because I lived in a sorority house.
Oh, it could be it.
So I'm just so used to always having people around.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously don't want to go more than like 24 hours without being like social in some capacity, whether that's with just my family or not. But I think like once you get past 12 hours of being alone, you're kind of like, oh, all right, I'm watching too much TV and stuff.
Yeah, like you'll watch like a whole season of Grey's in a day.
I watch a whole season I watched the whole 12 seasons in about 10 months.
That's insane.
So that's actually very normal. I've heard that that's actually slow compared to how a lot of people go through the series.
And that'll be on episode 5, binge watching things on Netflix. Right. But anyways,
so I think that's about it.
Thanks for
cravings
tuning in, guys. I mean, I hope you guys have advice for us out there, and feel free to like send us, you know, any advice you have as far as getting a boyfriend and locking them down goes.
Instagram comments, emails. I mean, you know, my Instagram is Ashley_Iaconetti. It's IACONETTI. And my Twitter handle is @AshleyIco. And my Snap is the same, Ashley Ico. Naz, you want to pimp your social media?
Yeah. So my Instagram is @Naz Perez, NAZPEREZ. And then my Twitter is @JNazPerez.
And
so, we hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll definitely be back talking about more things that we don't get.
I don't get it.
Podcast. See you next time. Bye.